العليم نفسي من شر الشيطان الرجيم وكيده ومكاده ومن الثقة بأمانيه ومواعيده وغروره. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من أهله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لحمده وجعلنا من أهله لنكون لإحسانه من الشاكرين وليجزينا على ذلك جزاء المحسنين. ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين العبد المؤيد الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد أبو القاسم وأبو الزهراء محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين المنتجبين، لا سيما الحجة بقية الله الأعظم في الأراضين، روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. وأما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We have apparently two sessions in a row, one about the akhlaq in Sahifa Sajjadiyya, parenting or parental rights in Sahifa Sajjadiyya. The second session is about the taqwa in Nahjul Balagha. Since we are short in time, let's go directly to the topic. Sahifa Sajjadiyya is a bit neglected among us. We pay great attention to Quran, some amount of attention to Nahjul Balagha, but not much attention to Sahifa Sajjadiyya. If we want to go through the authenticity, we realize that Sahifa Sajjadiyya is actually more authentic, one of the most authentic books. Besides, the dua has great impact on everyone's life. Dua is one of the rare universal languages. Everybody, regardless of their religion, regardless of their belief system, regardless of whatever they believe or their age or their gender, they believe in dua, they understand dua. It is like a smile, which is universal language. Dua is another universal language actually. Giving you examples, in the religion, it is in the religion or religious concept is clear. Muslimin, Christians, Yahud, those who accept Allah or accept a God, a deity, of course, they understand and go for dua. What I'm saying here is that those who doesn't even accept a God, idol worshippers, polytheists, different religions, those who doesn't accept any kind of God, they believe in something, they call it universe, karma, different names. And they say the karma will get to you. The universe will reply your wishes. Okay, this is the same thing as it's going to answer your du'as. You change the concept of Allah, okay, you replace it with universe. The concept of du'a, you replace it with wishes, but it's the same. The idea of du'a is acceptable. The second thing is that, so when we have a universal language, we can communicate. We can spread this beyond the borders of our own belief system, religion. Everybody has some desire, everybody wants something, and everybody wants these things from someone or something. So we can work on that. Dua is a concept that is regardless of age, from 2-3-year-old until 30, 50, 60, 70, 100, everybody does the dua. The dua, the content of the dua is different. The person that they do the dua is different. We have in a hadith from Rasulullah, when your children ask you something, give it to them. Because they consider you their Rabb. The Prophet ﷺ said, when you promise a child something, don't break that promise. Why? Because they consider you the Rabb. Rabb means the person who nurtures and nourishes and raises. Don't break the idea of Rabb in the eye of a child. If you can't, don't give the promise. But when you did promise, fulfill it. Don't change the concept of, because the lack of ability, don't break the idea of Rabb in their opinion, in their eye. It reflects their whole life. So Sahifa Sajjadiyya is a great source for dua. We have two types of dua, dua ma'thur and dua ghayr al-ma'thur. The dua that came from ma'soom and the dua that is not. For example, we have dua al-nudba, which came from ma'soom. Apparently, the Imam al-Hujjah Ajjallahu Ta'ala Farajuhu Sharif is the source of this dua. In one of the tasharrufat, a person says that I went to the Sardab, I started doing the a'mal. One of the a'mal, mustahab a'mal in Sardab, is to recite dua al-nudba. I went there, I started doing the salat al-mustahabbi and the different du'as and this. A person was sitting behind me. That person, he said, haven't you read Quran? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the beginning of Surah Al-Hujurat says, لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله. Don't stand in front of Allah and His Prophet. Why are you standing in front of me? But this person, he didn't understand what a great presence he is at. So he neglected, he didn't pay attention, he started doing his a'mal. He started reading Dua al-Nudba. Fred, we have a part of Dua al-Nudba, وَعَرَجْتَ بِرُوحِهِ, or some says بِهِ إِلَى سَمَائِكَ. The reciter said وَعَرَجْتَ بِرُوحِهِ إِلَى سَمَائِكَ. The person behind him, which was Imam Ajjallahu Ta'ala Farajuhu Sharif, said, why you are changing or saying? When did we said وَعَرَجْتَ بِرُوحِهِ إِلَى سَمَائِكَ? We said وَعَرَجْتَ بِهِ إِلَى سَمَائِكَ. This shows that we cannot change Du'a'ul Ma'thur, the dua that came from Ma'soom. Du'a'ul Ghayr al-Ma'thur. Lots of people bring doubts toward the sanad, the authority of this dua, whether it is connected or not. Anyhow, I'm not entering that debate because it has, based on every single one of the dua, we have to reply. But a general answer is what? A general answer is either this dua is ma'thur or not. One of these two. I want to do the dua. I want to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to have a connection, to build a connection. Okay, this is the least thing is, okay, there is a ready texture for me. We can read the dua even with the niyyah of raja, can't we? I want to communicate, I want to connect. Okay, there is a ready text with all of the adab and manners and the style. So why should I say something from my own pocket, from my own, which might not be very pleasing or appealing? In Sahifa Sajjadiyya, we have two important du'as regarding the parental right. We mentioned parental right because it is a right. It is a mutual right. Dua number 24 of Sahifa Sajjadiyya and dua number 25 of Sahifa Sajjadiyya. Dua 24 is about the parent's right, or حقوق الوالدين. What a child must do toward his or her parents. What rights they have upon me? What should I do for them? What are my responsibilities? If we want to divide this dua into different categories, into different sections, this dua could be put in 4 different sections. The first part of dua is salawat and introduction. The first 3 verses, the first 3 sections, I don't know what you call that, every small part of dua which is numbered with a number. The first 4 verse, or the first 4 part of this dua, which begins from Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin abdika wa rasulik until Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa alihi kama sharraftana bih, number 4. Until number 4 it is intro, beginning, because the dua has manners. We have 3 types of relationships in general. Either it is from Ali to Dani. It is from high to below. Either it is from Dani to Ali, from below to Ali. The first one is called command, order. When it comes from a high to, you order someone to do something, you consider yourself higher than the other party, right or wrong? You want something from someone. The second one is called dua. From Dani to Ali, from lower to higher. You don't command when you are under. You ask, right? You want, you wish. Different terminologies that shows, okay, I am incapable, I cannot, I don't. Or we have to equals 3. We don't have any other. Actually, we can make it a logical loop, either equal or not equal. That not equal is either higher or lower, anyhow. We cannot there is no 4th part category. Dua is from when someone lower wants something or want to communicate with higher. Because of that, there is some manners. When we go to a office, there are some steps must be taken, some forms must be filled, something must be done, some manners. So every dua which is important, the dua has its manners. For example, one of the manners of dua in the rich culture of Shia, because Shia believe in dua more than any other madhahib, I believe we can see this from the great du'as that Shia heritage has. No other religion has that kind of rich and deep du'as that we have. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. One of the manners of du'a, which is repeated in Sahifa Sajjadiyya very much, is salawat. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam in Nahj al-Balagha says, whenever you had something, whenever you had a wish that you wanted to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَابْدَأْ بِالصَّلَاةِ عَلَى مُحَمَّدٍ وَآلِ مُحَمَّدٍ. Begin your wish with what? With salawat. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is greater than you ask Him two things, He grant one and neglect the second. Isn't this smart? It's really smart. Because when you do salawat, you're saying, what is the meaning of salawat? Oh, Allah send your blessing to Prophet and his household. Okay, definitely He's going to do that. Then you add your own wish, and you add whatever you want. So you send two applications in one form. Right or wrong? So He's going to sign off. He is greater than, okay, this is not going to happen. That is why we see constantly salawat in the prayer and du'as of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. The second part of this du'a are explaining the duties of a child toward parent. اللهم اجعلني أهابهما هيبة السلطان العسوف وأبرهما بر الأم الرؤوف. Oh Allah, make me feel them like when I'm in the presence of a king. These are very important things. We don't have time to go for that. Just this part. When we are at the presence of a great king, our reaction is very sensitive. We don't want to upset them. You're not going to make a king mad. You're not going to make them sad. You're going to prepare whatever the king wishes or wants before they even ask. One sentence, Allahumma ja'alni ahabahuma haybata sultanin asuf. You're always afraid of their sadness or madness. I'm using there because it has the parent is there. وَأَبَرَّهُمَا. So on one hand this fear, on the other وَأَبَرَّهُمَا بِرَّ الْأُمِّ رَؤُوف. Everybody has their Sahifa, right? Oh Allah, make me be kind toward them like what? Ra'uf, like a very passionate and kind mother. What is that tells us? Alhamdulillah, we are at the presence of the ladies, and inshallah, all of your mothers. Okay, what is the kindness and passion of a mother? I'm not entitled to say anything here because we are at the presence of the professionals. So, what is it? Unconditioned love, regardless of whatever the child do. regardless of whatever the child say, slams the door, I don't know, this kind of thing. It doesn't matter, does it? With me? Another thing is, when a mother does the kind or does that love, there is no after saying or afterward or minna, is it? I did this for you. You know, the mother doesn't even remembers what she did for the child. I was the receiver of this love, so if I'm incorrect, tell me. What else? واجعل طاعتي لوالدي وبري بهما أقر لعيني من رقدة الوثنان. Make my obedience and devotion to them more gladdening to my eyes. I love this more than what? Sleep to whom? Not normal sleep, normally okay. But drowsy, when you're tired, when you worked 10, 12, 15 hours a day, then you want just to sleep. Make me love to obedience more than this. Actually, I'm from the north of Iran. Not in Farsi, in my native, in that part of Iran, there is a saying, we say, Vishnaro Khareshnaven Khure Balish. What is the meaning of it? A hungry, it is a very good related to this time in the month of Ramadan. We can all feel connected to it. The first part of this saying, we say that a hungry person doesn't ask for what is the type of this food. Even it is a bread, it is going to eat it. The hunger is like that. Whatever you put, a hungry person eats. A hungry person is not picky. A sleepy person is not picky as well. He can just rest on the floor. Isn't it? For this person, there is nothing more important than sleep. You just knock out. What Imam A.S. says, make it more important for me than sleep. حتى أوثر على هواي هواهما. Until I prefer their desire, their inclinations over my own. وأقدم على رضاي رضاهما. And set their satisfaction before mine. Consider their satisfaction before mine. It is a teaching of selflessness, ithar. Isn't it? When someone does that, that will open the way for preferring the satisfaction of Allah before mine. To desire whatever, okay? Because you have experience. Cannot jump or you cannot run without walking, without any experience. So I think one of the aspects of that, because the Huquq al-Walidain is a very important concept. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to go for the Huquq al-Walidain in Quran. Over 5 different ayah of Quran refer to Huquq al-Walidain, and not just in Islam, for other religions as well. And mostly, usually, the Haqq al-Walidain came after Tawheed. For example, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we say to Bani Israel, don't worship anyone except Allah and وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. In Surah Al-Isra, we have the same thing toward our Prophet. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. It is very important, because it put right after Tawheed. Allah ta'budu illa iyyah. Didn't say wa aminu bi yawm al-qiyamah wa aqimu as-salat wa atu az-zakat. No. Right after that, right after the principle, the core thing of the religion. No, we have three more. Right after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? بِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَارَ, whether they become old age, أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. What is the meaning of uff? I asked this question a few days ago from the other class. What is the meaning of uff? I have a new translation of this word. That is why I'm asking. Uff been said the least disrespectful word or saying. I'm going to rephrase it in a way that is more understandable, reachable. When someone likes me talks like half an hour, exactly what I'm doing, and just you're listening out of respect. And sometimes, you build up, you boil up, oh, why he's not stopping already? You already know all of these kind of things. How do we express this boredom? Yeah, with eyes is one thing, yeah, but if we build up more, what will happen? There is a universal language for boredom as well. Sight. Right or wrong? Following? Oh man. I had it already. How many times they're telling me that? Huh? Is it correct? And it is regardless of the place or language or gender. Okay, what if we want to write down this expression? What it would be? Uff. It is hoof. Exactly, the voice is there. Uff. It is a word actually, isn't it? When you pay attention, it is a word. So this is the third part of this dua, which is about the duty. The first part was intro. The second part was duty. Yes. Sorry. The first part was introduction and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us knowledge, because as we mentioned in other classes, before we know something we cannot act according. When I know what are my responsibilities toward my parent, in the second part Imam alayhi salam is counting these responsibilities, how to. In the third part Imam alayhi salam is asking forgiveness, or because we have as I said, it is a mutual right. So Allah, I'm going to do this to give me a strength to do my responsibility, and about their responsibility, oh Allah, if they did this, if they did that, I'm going to forgive them, and you forgive them. I'm going to let go of that. Even with that, at the end of these phrase, which is hayhat ma yastawfiyan minni haqqahuma, Imam alayhi salam is telling us something. mentioning, even with even if okay, I ask forgiveness for them, if I said that the right that they didn't do it properly, for example, in my eye, in my consideration, if I forgive them for that, if I let go of that, doing this is not going to be just toward whatever they did, every hardship, every problem they went through in raising me, in nourishing me, in my tarbiyah. With all of these two parts. The first part was what? Doing my responsibility. The second part is forgiving anything. Even at the end, ما يستوفيان مني حقهما. What is the meaning of it? They won't be able to completely take their حقوق from me. I'm not doing anything toward them. The last part of the dua, the last four part of the dua is about praying for parent. This is the dua lil walidain. So first intro, second what we are going to do toward them. In the third, we can learn what is our responsibility toward our child by taking the negative part. In the last is the dua for walidain and parents. Okay, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all of us to first understand our duties toward our parents, and secondly help all of us to be able to act according toward those responsibilities and rights, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the appearance and arrival of our Imam Zaman Ajalla ta'ala farajuhu sharif faster and sooner. We have 2-3 minutes for Q and